this next story I found very disturbing, and I wanted to reach out and help our special patron saint. It's the haunted Twilight of Richard Simmons. Oh, he's barely there. He's barely there. The New York Daily News reported that Richard Simmons is being held captive by his evil voodoo housekeeper who is holding him hostage in his house and drugging him to stay in bed. Supposedly, this 48-year-old Brazilian muscle man who'd been working as an assistant for Richard Simmons said that he was no longer allowed to come in contact with Richard, and that he came to Richard's house and he said, "Richard, what's wrong?" And he says, "I can't see you anymore. You have to go." And behind him was the housekeeper being like, voodooing him up like crazy. And that he's being held against his will, and that all of his friends haven't seen him in months, and he's been missing. So this story came out and caused a big ruckus, and everyone was worried what's going on with Richard. This guy, his last name is Oliveira or something like that. He also wrote a lightly veiled ebook called King Rich and the Evil Witch, which tells a lightly veiled story of Richard and his evil housekeeper who's keeping him hostage. Now, just a couple days after that story broke, Richard miraculously appeared on Entertainment Tonight to say, "I'm not being held captive at all. I just love to lie under glass coffee tables and let people shit on me, and I get off."
Oh, Lord.
That's not what he said, but that's what we heard that he likes.
Allegedly.
So he says he's not being held cabbage, but it's still all very... he's being held cabbage? He's not being held cabbage. Brandy and Julie, what do you think about this poor Richard Simmons story?
Was it a phone call or was it in... It wasn't... We haven't laid eyes on him.
No, it was a phone call.
Oh, he called in?
It was a call.
I did not realize
so
that.
So that even in and of itself, you wonder, was it him or was it... Now, I heard the call on Howard Stern. Howard and all of them, who Richard Simmons has been a guest on there a million times.
Right.
And they have like a relationship with him. They think that was really him. But that's still up... We don't know.
Yeah, I think it was him, but we don't know what he looks like. We don't know.
But I think he had 2 knee surgeries. I think he gained probably like 150 pounds, and he's fat and he doesn't want to leave the house.
Julie thinks he's an obese shut-in that doesn't want to see the Olivier, the muscle man, or anyone.
Because he's Rob Kardashianing.
Yes.
And his empire, his empire is at stake. Like in Legally
Right.
Blonde, when she couldn't admit she got the liposuction.
Oh, right.
To get her off of the murder.
Right.
For anyone who's familiar with Legally Blonde.
So that's what I think.
I do think there's something with the housekeeper, because in every story that has been told in the last 2 years of the police going there, and there have been many stories of people going there, there's always this weird, sinister element of this bitch coming to the door. And you know, if it was just your regular, like, person that cleans your house or whatever, person that walks your dogs, they would just be like an innocent person, like, hey, oh, he's back there. I don't know. He doesn't. Whatever, you would get a vibe, you get a sense of the person, and every single person is like this weird fucking housekeeper, and just they got like an evil, gross vibe. He's doing a Sam Lufty, or she's doing a Sam Lufty, Britney Spears thing
Maybe
to him.
she's doing. Who is that DJ, the old guy that died, that was sick, and he wouldn't. Then the wife wouldn't let the kids see him. He just died.
Casey Kasem.
Maybe it's like that. It could be like that.
Oh yeah.
So the housekeeper is keeping Richard obese in a room, locked, like close to death, waiting for him to die. She wrote herself in the will, and she's coming to the door like, hello, I don't know,
I like it. Manila, do you think that this sinister housekeeper is doing voodoo on Richard and drugging him up to keep him inside so she can get all that sweat to the oldies money?
I know. She's like, I still have my VHS player, and I'm going to inherit every single sweat to the oldies VHS tape, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get all of them, and I'm going to keep him here until he dies, and then I get all... I don't know. I mean, seriously, like... He's always been kind of eccentric, right? So I would assume like his housekeeper would have to be eccentric as well, right? With like
yes.
with like like a hump, and like a weird limp or something like
God.
that. I mean,
I wish
it's just
that was
kind
true.
of part of like the world that we imagine like Richard Simmons to live in. So
I mean, she can have my mom sweat into the oldies. I think my mom has a
All of them?
library. Yeah.
Also, let's not forget he created the Weight Watchers point system with that system he had with the cards. Deal-a-meal.
Yes.
Remember that one? That's just Weight Watchers right there. That is Weight Watchers stole his shit straight up because that's just the point system. He did full on deal-a-meal. Oh, I had my 3 points. Boop boop. He did. That's all him.
That's all him.
But now I want to think about the lady with the hump
yeah,
coming
Because
into the door.
Sam
Smells.
Luffy
You know what I mean?
With I Hate My Fans, he kept her drugged up. You didn't really know why, other than the privilege of like access to her money and control over her. He was getting off on some weird control, and it's like I don't know what she's doing other than eating his Cheez-Its and living there for free. You know what I mean? It's not like she's getting a ton of benefits by keeping him back in a room, but yeah, she's getting off on that, and maybe she has her whole family living there, or who knows? But she's keeping him on a synthetic diet.
is in the back.
Lady Red, were you with me when we saw Richard Simmons at Pavilions?
No.
So about 2 years ago
Oh my
at
God.
Pavilions,
Oh my God.
I was checking out and there was a ruckus a couple aisles down. I was like, I am a beautiful lady. Like, who's singing this weird song in the Pavilion checkout aisle? You can see hands, whoa, bang. It was Richard Simmons. And he was singing to everyone and he was skipping and he was wearing his little shorts and he was doing his thing and everyone's like, oh, it's Richard Simmons, Richard Simmons. And so Richard Simmons is dancing around. He has a helper. It's probably the evil housekeeper helping him do the shopping. So I may have met her. I hope she didn't put a voodoo curse on me. And this was my interaction with Richard Simmons because they write about this in the book that Richard Simmons loves to act like a little baby and call you daddy. And so I was standing there and Richard Simmons came up to you like, hi, I'm beautiful. Hello there, mister. And he said it just like that. Hello there, mister. Can you hand me that balloon? And there was one of those like cellophane balloons up on my head. I said, of course, little girl. And I handed it to him and he went, thank you, Daddy. And he skipped away.
Oh my God.
That was so good.
But you know what? That is a telltale sign of somebody who's heavily over medicated. Like, I believe that the housekeeper ain't doing shit. She collected her checks, bitch, and stacking her shit. I think Richard Simmons has done so much nasty and crazy shit around the house, she's just immune to it all. So when she answers the door, she answers with a fucking attitude. She'll answer like, hi, Richard's not here. She's like, hello. You sure? No, Miss 30 shirt. No, Miss 30 shirt. You know what I mean? I get it.
No, misery.
I mean, he's so weird, bitch. Could you imagine the shit that goes on in his house on a daily basis?
The
That's
shit
probably what
that
it
goes
is.
on in
It's
his
probably
house.
what it is. She's the housekeeper, and if the rumor of like him having people shit on glass tables is true, she's probably like, this motherfucker brought someone else in here, shitting all over the fucking house, and now I gotta clean it up. Okay, ma'am, I'm just you're not gonna eat this. You're gonna chill the fuck out. You're gonna lay in bed and gain 500 pounds, and I will answer your goddamn door from now on.
Hey, oh my God, that's so good. I think we figured out the whole thing. The housekeeper's keeping him hostage because she doesn't want any of this Brazilian guy coming over and shitting on the glass tables anymore. Because she's like, I don't want to clean these glass tables no more. Mr. Simmons, please. Mr. Simmons, please.
Johnny, you're lucky he didn't ask you to change his diaper after he get the balloon. Can he change my diaper?
Richard, I'm sorry that we've desecrated your name with the rumors of your shit on the glass table.
We'll be sorry when we
you
get
nasty
a court
motherfucker.
summons.
We can only pray that you're okay and you're not being controlled by an evil voodoo housekeeper.
Hot tea.